Hello, welcome to Jade Coloring. I am going to be doing work on this PDF, and I really wanted to color on paper that isn't like white. This is like a bluish gray color paper. I really enjoy coloring on different types of paper, and especially some that are like toned differently. I just think it really adds something a little bit different to the coloring page. And I have been wanting to do videos where I just do like a PDF one week, and I thought it would be fun just making a start on that. I've already kind of started on this one. I've done a little bit of work with alcohol markers. I wasn't trying to go for like Little Mermaid colors, but she does have kind of a reddish color hair and kind of slightly green and like her fins here. I don't know, it's just something that I just felt like doing, and I kind of wanted to go with those colors. I think I am going to be doing a alcohol marker base for most of this page, and then going over top with Prisma Color Premieres and seeing how that goes. This was not one that I picked out on my coloring plans video, but I just couldn't stop thinking about coloring this page, so I thought it would be a fun one to do in this video with y'all. I have the name of the Etsy store I purchased this PDF from, but I will try to remember to link it. But it's the name of the shop on Etsy. And I think this was 16 PDFs, and it was Cursed Tales maybe. But it's been a minute since I got this bundle, so I don't really remember. I don't know, her artwork looks familiar. I know I've had PDFs that I purchased from that shop before, so I don't know, I feel like I've seen something in A Color in Heaven similar to this, but I'm not sure if it's the same artist. So I'm not gonna make a guess or anything, but that's the shop I got it from. Anyway, I'll stop, boring y'all with all the little details. I did start, with the alcohol markers. I had a lot of fun kind of playing around. I'm trying to use my alcohol markers before they dry up. So I'm gonna try to be doing a lot more of those as a base with a lot more coloring pages. I have like this giant art bin that I keep them all in. I don't have a whole lot, but definitely have enough, I guess, to be, yeah, I guess I have a lot, I don't know. But it's not my fault, because at the, I don't know why this random Faber-Castell pencil is in here. I mean, I have more than one in here. I've probably been looking for these. I gotta get it together. So, but it wasn't my fault. Some of these, I do have some Ohuhu ones, and then these are like Master's Touch brand, which is a brand at Hobby Lobby. But I went in there one day, and they were getting rid of their stock of Copic markers, and they were like $1. So I ended up buying quite a bit of the Copic alcohol markers, the sketch ones, when they were on sale. But it's been a few years, and I don't know how long alcohol markers are supposed to last, but I'm definitely concerned about not being able to use them for very much longer. So anyway, that's why I am trying to use those. So I got a sheet of paper, like scratch paper, because it is a different colored paper. I want to see how it reacts with the color, so that's why I have the same kind of paper on the side for helping me decide, what a color will look like. This is a really cool picture, I think, illustration, or, coloring page. Don't know why I use so many words to describe it just then, but I really, really like it, and I think it's super cool. I know it's April, and Mermaid is next month, but I don't know, nothing wrong with getting a head start I don't usually participate too much with the different like months of, you know, themes, but the only one I really know is mermaid, but it's a catchy little, you know, name for it, so it's easy to remember. So anyway, nothing wrong with getting an early start on it. I think I'm going to try and reorganize my table here. I got a little bit going on, and then I guess we'll get started on coloring. I need to decide what color I want to do, like her body here, and then this little creature that's kind of lurking underneath. I thought that a nighttime scene would be kind of cool to do, so because I've never really done, I thought it would be really cool to do like really dark, like water. So anyway, that's my plan so far. That's all I got. So I'm gonna kind of zoom in a little bit and we'll get to coloring. Okay, I picked out a purple color for her body. I just thought it would be fun. This one is prune, and nice named marker. I'm just gonna go in there with this. I think I might keep the fins, all the fins that are kind of not the main like body part. I'm gonna go with the sea green that I've already started on, but I'm gonna go in with prune for the rest of the page. I have a fan going, but it helps when I'm using alcohol markers because they're really strong smelling. So I would open a window, but mine don't really open very good, so the previous owner, I think, painted them shut. Always nice. But yeah, I had a really long break from the channel, and I mean, there wasn't a particular reason for the break, it just happens that way. I wasn't really feeling like coloring, and that's okay. I am sometimes a little hard on myself for not filming, but I hope that, you know, I'll keep posting videos because so far I've really been having a lot of fun. Really been enjoying working on them. So hopefully I'll keep up with that. I just had that vacation that I just got back from. I went to Japan and it was amazing. I loved it so much. But I've never been anywhere like outside of the United States, so I was a little bit anxious, but it was a good time. I'm very glad I got to go. I don't think that this little fish pal is attached to her. Okay, I think it's kind of hard to tell, but I think that this part here is its body. I don't know. I might steer clear of that until I can assess what's going on exactly. There's a lot of really unique and cool pictures to choose from in this PDF bundle of the cursed tales, and it was kind of hard to pick, but for some reason this one just kind of intrigued me, really drew me in, thinking about coloring it. I've been trying to use the chisel side more because it does cover like a lot of space, so it's kind of nice. I'm still kind of learning though. I'm afraid that I'll make a mistake any minute now using that side. I think, yeah, we're gonna make that purple. And yeah, I'm gonna make the little spikes that she's got running alongside here also. Oh yeah, doesn't the Little Mermaid have like purple shell top? I don't know, I just can't stay away from the colors, so we're just gonna embrace it. I have a sea green to finish up like these parts here. I already kind of started on her face and arm as well. I think that'll be purple. I don't know what color I'm gonna make the scary fish guy. It reminds me of those fish that have the light that kind of go from the top of their head. But I don't know. I'm not even trying to remember what it's called. Halo fish? That's not it. Okay. I'm gonna get some more paper actually, I think, when I go to the store this weekend, and I'm gonna get some like neon colors. I don't know, I just think it'd be really fun to just try a bunch of different PDFs on a bunch of different colorful paper. Trying to see. I guess this, I know this is definitely some of that. Fin. Maybe that too. It looks like it. And a little bit kind of peeking through the top of the water there. Maybe. Let's see, we're gonna go down here too. Alright, going with the darker reddish brown colors, I am going to be doing her hair. And I'm gonna do Tuscan red, and then chestnut, and sienna brown, and then see how those turn out. Hopefully they'll look okay, because I'm just gonna jump in anyway. So Tuscan red is my darkest color, and so I'm gonna start with that one. It's being really crumbly. And then chestnut. And then sienna brown. It's not too much different than the alcohol marker color. It actually is kind of blending in a lot more than I anticipated. So maybe I'll just go back in with I might end up not even using the chestnut because it just kind of cancels it out, because it's almost the same color as that alcohol marker. So I might just try using the two colors, Tuscan red and sienna brown, and see how that goes. Sorry, the paper is kind of curling upwards. I did print it not too long ago, and so it's kind of still doing that thing where it curls up. It's a simple combination, but I'm actually kind of liking it. It's fun to keep it kind of simple. Usually I like grab 5 different colors, and it seems to be a little bit extra sometimes. It doesn't always have to be that though. Give it another sharpen. I like it to be pretty sharp when doing hair. Give it just a little bit more line in here. marking up the paper. I'm just trying to create a little bit more depth and dimension in her hair so it doesn't look so flat. It's not too much extra, but just enough. You know, I have fun with it. Sorry if you just heard my dryer going off. But, so that's all I'm doing. And I'm going to try another sharpener. I feel like I'm having to sharpen it pretty frequently because it is a, you know, pretty quick going thing, but it does wear down the lead some. I want a little bit more. I like the Faber-Castell sharpener, but it does tend to be a little sharp, like kind of make it a little bit of a shorter lead point. So I do like also this one. It's kind of got like a 2 process long point, so you get a longer point out of it. I'm trying to go over these heavier black lines with the Tuscan Red, and it's covering them up pretty good actually. Kind of cover up the black lines a little bit. Okay, I think I'm gonna go kind of about midway down. Then with the sienna brown, kind of blend those two together. There in the center where I left like kind of a space. Okay, I think I'm going to set those pencils to the side and move on to something a little bit different, just so I don't bore y'all with an hour of doing hair, because I don't want to bore y'all. I could be a little bit long-winded sometimes. I do want to do her eyes because they're a big part of her face. And I wanted to do really kind of dark brown eyes. I thought that would be super cute. So trying to find, we got a light umber here and then also dark umber. I might just go in with those two and then maybe kind of brighten it up with a little bit of bronze to kind of make them look kind of like, you know, a little bit brighter. So gotta sharpen up all the pencils today. I've been coloring quite a bit, so just part of that. Okay, got like a okay. I'm gonna start with dark umber. Just kind of start laying that along the edges of the eye up here. I already went in with a darker alcohol marker on the top to kind of darken that up. I might have to do a little bit of kind of maneuvering. Always a little bit tricky doing eyes like this. Okay. I'm gonna go in with the light umber. And my bronze. And kind of start kind of going over all that. Okay, I think that's a good start with the eyes. I don't want to mess with them too much because they actually look really good. And there's a little bit of texture on them from the printing, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. And so, I'm gonna go ahead and look at some colors for the I think I'm gonna go in with Sildon green and light green and see how that works out. Start with this one here. Maybe we'll see how the light green goes on top. I think I like how that turned out. And then try and brighten it up with the light green. I don't know if it looks too much different than the alcohol marker, but I think it looks pretty good. I might go in with something a little bit darker along the lines there, just to kind of fix that a little bit. Maybe like Kelly green, it's a little bit darker, or a little bit less of a gray color, I guess, to it, a gray cast. Try that out. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll probably work better. And since this is kind of higher up, it's okay, I guess, if it's not as green as I was thinking. kind of go over it a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Using the Kelly green. Yeah, I'll go in and fix that later. Let's kind of work on part of her tail here and see how I like it with the Kelly green only. Yeah, I think I like that a lot, them two together a little bit better because they're a little bit brighter. I didn't expect to have so much trouble deciding on what color to do her fins. Yeah, I might set those to the side as well. Might kind of start working on her skin a little bit. Make sure I got all the kind of cleared off there. I have rosy beige, and I was thinking about kind of going over kind of the pinker parts of the face. Go in with trying to figure out what I want to do next. I'm having trouble finding one of these pieces I'm looking for. Dang it. Okay, I think I found it. I'm gonna go in with chocolate just to kind of darken up some areas for the shading. I might go in with nectar. Okay guys, I did finish her hair and her face and like skin. I don't know, I was having trouble figuring out what I wanted to do with her face, so I ended up just doing that off camera so I could pay close attention to what I was doing. But I think it turned out really cute. I think she's really adorable. And I did her eyes also. I just did kind of a really dark brown color. I picked out some colors, a combination for her like body. And so I'm going in with some purple colors. I picked 3 out. Parma Violet, Lavender, and Grade Lavender is what I'll be using. And I think it turned out really good. I like how I did like her torso here, and I think it turned out good. So I'm going to start on her scales on her like mermaid tail. I couldn't think of the word for some reason. I'm just going to take one at a time and going in there with Parma Violet. And just starting to kind of, you know, lay that color down. I feel like I approach it almost like I do like the petal of like a flower. And then I'm going in with lavender. And then the Grade Lavender. And just gonna repeat those steps however many times, you know, till I'm done with her tail. As far as the tail that's under the water, I might go with a little bit darker tones to do that. Just because I'm doing like a nighttime page, so I want that to be dark in there, like under the water. At least that's the plan for right now. And because they kind of overlap each other to kind of create the illusion that they are kind of 3D type, I guess. Underneath, like where they overlap, I try to go a little bit darker on the scale. And then just going in with the lavender. And then over top that, after that, I'm going to go with the grade lavender to like kind of blend it all together. I really like coloring on this paper. It's just a plain old cardstock, but it really does a good job with layering and stuff. I like it. Especially with that helping hand of the alcohol marker. When you use those, it just creates such like vibrancy, I feel like, and like the color that you get. And then just going over it with colored pencils, you know, it just really makes it pop. I'm so excited to finish this one. I'm still debating on what to color the fish monster thing there. Maybe yellow. Since, you know, we're going kind of Little Mermaid. It could be flounder, but scary flounder. That is actually probably what I'll do. I'll go in with, I'll make the eyes, I think, black. And then go in with like a yellow body. And then do like blue on the fins. And then finishing it up with the grade lavender. Okay. I forgot my pencils, so I didn't have what I needed. So I want them to kind of look sharp. So I'm going to go in with the darkest purple. And I dropped it, so it's like crumbling. And then I'm going to go in with the white and just go over top that and hope that maybe that kind of makes it look kind of sharp. I don't know. I think that works though. My page is trying to fall off of here. Sorry, I had it taped at the top. Okay. So I'm just going to work on a few of these here. I think that works. I think that's kind of what I was going for. I feel like I messed that one up a little bit, but that's okay. That one's kind of cut off, so I'm not going to go any further out with it. I'm going to go in with a dark gray color for the rock that she's on. I'm going to go in with number 5, neutral gray. Okay, so I'm taking that dark gray and going to start on the rock here. I don't know. I assume it continues kind of underneath the water. So maybe I'll do this part as well. Maybe? I don't know. I'm just going to fill in the center, kind of make it go by a little faster. Oh no, why do I do that? I got her hand a little bit, but that's okay. I just start to get a little crazy with it. Nothing's safe when I start going kind of fast. That looks good. I like that. Let's go ahead and pick out a yellow color for our crazy flounder. I'm gonna go coral sea and golden yellow. So those 2 Copic sketch markers, and hopefully it'll work out. Start out with the yellow. Is that part of his head or is that just a bubble? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Maybe that's part of its head. He is very terrifying. Yep. I didn't know what colors to choose for this guy. There's really no prettying him up, so just embraced the theme and went with it. I was thinking coloring his eyes black, but I don't know. I wonder if I should do the weird beard thing yellow as well. I guess so, because, I mean, it seems reasonable. It's kind of hard to tell the gaps in between them, like around in here, but I doubt there's very many. I'm probably messing it up, but that's okay. Yeah, like I said, it's hard to tell the individual parts of this. I'm just kind of doing the best I can. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with the Coral Sea and do the fin that color. Missed a part of the mermaid tail, like right here behind this fin. Okay. Oh, good grief. can get it to stay up there. I don't know what color to do the eyes. I think black might make it just a little bit cuter, maybe. Start out with probably a real dark gray color and then see how I like that. See if I can find some more tape here. Keep this from sticking to the paper so a little bit. Maybe that'll help hold it in place. So I just have this cool gray number 8. Just gonna try it out. I mean, there's really no going back now. There's no just trying it out, but we're going for it. Maybe you could do like some cute little like dots around the top here. Don't know. It maybe not make it look so good, but we'll see. Give me an idea, I guess. And this one's kind of bulging out on the side, but I didn't even notice that. I'll work on that with a white gel pen, I guess. Okay, so I would say I have no idea what color to color this tongue thing, but I'm going to color the inside of the mouth this dark gray for now. Might go in with some colored pencils to sharpen it up or make it darker. Oops. I guess the only color would be like a red color for the tongue. Oh, it fell off. Yeah. Maybe I'll start out with a light prawn color and then just kind of figure out how dark I want it to be from there. So this is light prawn. Wrong end. Yeah, I think that's working out. Okay, so we got that guy going. And so, I guess I'm probably going to stop here for now. I might come back for a little bit more coloring, but I'll probably color a little bit of this off camera and then kind of think through what I want to do for the water and then the background, or for the sky, you know, behind her. But I think it's coming along pretty good. It's a pretty adorable page, even with the scary fish there, but I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. So yeah, I'm gonna do a few of those things off camera, and then I'll see y'all back on the video. Okay, so I went ahead and finished doing her whole tail and the fins. I just used the green colors for the fins and the purple colors I was using for her tail, and then I went in with dark blue colors for the water. And I'm probably going to go in and touch up some of it with pencils, but I actually kind of like the effect it created. It's still kind of rough right now, but it's a start for, you know, the direction I was wanting to go for the water. I knew I wanted it to be dark, and I don't quite know what this is, if it's just like driftwood or something. And also, someone's mowing next door, and this is the only time I can film, so I'm sorry if y'all hear that going on. It's actually kind of hard to find a time where someone's not mowing some of the times on Sunday. But so anyway, I did start on the fish here, and I did its fins like a bluish color. It's funny though, I was doing the rest of her fins and I went on to work on this section like it was hers, and then I realized a little bit too late that it was actually the fish's fin. It's kind of hard to say, but his fins. And so then of course, you know, I messed up a little bit, but I feel like I can't really tell all that much, so it's not a big deal really. But yeah, I'm going to work on the background, kind of the sky here, and I'm going to be using the Distressed Ink Oxides, so hopefully it all works out. And I have some of them picked out already. For the lightest color, I'm going to use Tumbled Glass, and then Uncharted Mariner, and then Prize Ribbon. I can't decide which one I want to start with first. I want it to be darker at the top and then the mid kind of tone, and then the Tumbled Glass for the bottom, just kind of like a fading into that effect. But yeah, I don't know which one I should start with. I think I might start with the Uncharted Mariner and then go with the Prize Ribbon and then the Tumbled Glass, but we'll see. Hopefully it works out. And if all else fails and it ends up being weird, I could always just paint over it, I guess, or use pencils to fix anything. So I'm gonna go in with, I get these little sponges, and you can kind of just use your finger and then kind of work them into the paper. Sorry, I had to fix my desk there. I think it's better. Don't want it to be too shaky. And I'm going in with the Uncharted Mariner. Just getting that kind of filled. I already got my all over my finger. And then just starting at the top here. I'm always nervous starting the first little bit, but it always works out most of the time. I thought about just doing a solid color, but I don't know. I like doing more than one color. It's kind of fun. I'm not getting too close to the mermaid. Because I have smaller sponges that I like to use for working on the more closer, like detailed work. And I taped off my page with just like art tape. Just kind of looks like masking tape almost. I just kind of smooth it out and build up the color that I want. Kind of want it to go to about here, I guess. Almost looks really cool, like if you used this color paper and the darker blue color, it almost looks kind of like clouds a little bit, like if you went in. Something to think about. I got some more paper from this brand because it's actually been a lot of fun to work on with this page, and so I ended up getting a big pack of multiple different colors. I'll show y'all real quick while I'm thinking of it. It's this Astro, sorry you can see the light there, but Astro Brights cardstock paper, and I got all these colors in this one, so there's a lot and I'm excited to try. That's like so yellow. That would be really fun though. I'm excited about trying out all those different papers. And it actually takes like the mediums, different mediums, pretty good. I haven't tried water though, so I wouldn't, you know, say those work out good, but I bet it would though. It's pretty thick paper. Dang it, I just dropped my sponge thing. Okay, so now I'm gonna start on with the prize ribbon and adding that to it. So I'm gonna put it on this here. Alright, hopefully this looks okay. Then I keep this kind of on hand and kind of working back and forth. We're getting into kind of the trickier part because I'm getting just a little bit closer to like her. Not a lot of room going on. But, you know, I'll get it figured out. I'll just have to use the littler sponges for it. I think I want it to go to about there, so kind of marking out my spots where I want it to go to. This is kind of pretty small, so I need to get a few more of the distressed oxides. They're my favorite thing right now for a quick background. I've really been enjoying them. And so, oh no. I was grabbing the wrong thing. I guess it doesn't matter, but okay, fixed it. I was going in with the prized ribbon instead of the uncharted one. I use a pretty good amount of pressure when I'm doing these, just because I want it to be smooth. I get as close as I can to, you know, the main coloring subject, like the mermaid, but I try to not get too close. It's more forgiving than you think it would be if you do accidentally hit, you know, her with the color, but I need to keep my little sponge things close to the one I'm using it because they really look similar. But yeah, just keep going back and forth until I like what I am seeing. It's okay to bring that color up a little bit into that one because you want it to be kind of seamlessly transitioned, I guess. Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm achieving that, but I'm trying to, and that's how I'm trying to do it, is kind of going back and forth with a little bit here and a little bit there. Okay, so now I want to go in with the tumbled glass, and that's this lighter blue color. Got a lot of things going on, and so I'm gonna get that stuck in there till it's, you know, pretty well covered up. And then I'm gonna start here. I wanted it to be a little bit of a contrast between the dark ocean and the like horizon here in the sky. So that's why I kind of chose, I don't know why I'm trying to go in here with this color right here, but it's kind of working. I got it a little bit, but I can touch that up after with a pencil, so it's not the end of the world. And plus that, you know, it could be like sea spray or something. Okay, let's go ahead and go in with I take the smaller sponge and just kind of try to get that worked into it a little bit. Sometimes you can take the bigger sponge and just kind of work this around it, kind of like that, just pushing it in there. And so now that I got a little bit up on this, I'm just gonna work it around her fins. And I find that this actually works pretty good with getting into those smaller spaces, because you can kind of use the edge of it to kind of make it more like narrow. It's really kind of my go-to quick like background. And then, you know, if you can't get like some, you still see kind of the paper showing through, you can go in with a pencil that's close to the color and just kind of touch it up, and I feel like you can barely tell that it's not really, you know, working. Or you know that it's, you didn't go all the way with the distressed oxide. So we're gonna get a little bit over here. Might get a couple, and try to reuse the sponges, but sometimes they kind of need to be replaced, and you can also kind of wash them off though, and it helps. I have these little things. They're like the tiniest little sponge applicator I think that ever existed, but I mean, there's probably smaller, but I don't know. I find just using these things work really well. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with prized ribbon and just kind of loading up that sponge with that distressed oxide. I'm gonna start in the middle section, bringing it in a little bit closer to the mermaid. Okay, so this is prized ribbon. Bringing it down a little bit into that tumbled glass. Some sections of the, like in between her hair that's so small, I probably will have to go in with a pencil. And it helps to keep going back to kind of put some more on that sponge, because the more ink you have, the like kind of more it shows up and the more even it looks, I guess. Because the more saturated you get it, the easier it is to kind of work with in these small spaces. Get a little more in there. Sorry for all the yard work sounds going on. I'm gonna try to get a little bit in between some of the hair strands. I could see, this would be a good opportunity to try out those smaller ones again. Whoa, I am so clumsy. Almost dropped that whole canister. I'll try those out in a minute. Sorry I'm being so quiet. It's kind of requires a little bit of concentration. I'm not getting it on my hand. I don't think so. Okay. Let's try this little one here. Don't know how it's gonna work, but we'll see. Oh, actually, don't know. I didn't remember them working so well, so it's doing a really good job. Sorry if they sound a little bit scratchy. I will have to go in and do a little touching up, but it's working pretty well. Wish I remembered what these little things are called, but I got them at Hobby Lobby. So, in one of the craft sections, they were just like little sponge applicators. Yeah, and just kind of working the color in between the small spaces. Kind of touching up as I go. I think it's actually working out pretty good. I like it. I don't work with the distressed ink formula very much, but I should start playing around with those. I do the oxide all the time though. If I think of like an ink background, I think of these because I just like the solid like color I can get from it. So small little spot here. Almost missed that one. And then get it closer to her hair here. I really like the prized ribbon. It's a very beautiful blue color. I thought about making this a separate video, but I don't know, I didn't want to break up the video too much because it's still just this one page, so. But just doing like a distressed ink oxide background video. If that's something y'all are interested in, I could do one that's just about that. And maybe work with like a few different colors. I need to get a few variety of colors, because I have a good amount, but I could use to have a few different ones. I don't really have a lot of purple colors, I don't think. Or like, I have a lot of dark colors. I don't have a lot of light colors. But I haven't looked at all the full range though that they offer in the distressed oxide. Okay, I think that's all of the little areas with the prized ribbon color. And so I'm gonna get another little one and work on this with the Uncharted Mariner. It actually helps to just kind of like roll it along there. Kind of like, it's like a tiny little Q-tip end or something. Oh yeah, the rolling actually works pretty good. I was like kind of dabbing it in there. Okay, got a little distracted. Now I hardly have to do any touching up with the pencils. Just like a little bit. Okay, so that's all that little sponge. So I'm going to go in with this again, do just a little bit of touching up along the edges here. And then take this sponge here, because it's kind of around the edges of her head. It was a little hard to get that going good, so there's a little bit of paper showing through. So I'm just going to go around the edges with this one to clean that up a little bit. Just to kind of even it up. And go in with, oh, dropping stuff again. Oh no. Sorry, I just realized I have a stain on my shirt. That's okay. It's only one of my favorite shirts. I'm gonna have to go wash it off. And it doesn't ink, we had wings earlier. It's totally wing sauce. Okay, I think I'm liking how this is going. I do want to work on some more of the tumbled glass, get that kind of looking like a little less, more blended. A good transition, hopefully. Should have got a fresh one. I feel like there's stuff coming off of that one, so I'm gonna get a clean one out. I used these before. I haven't used them again in a while. Like, it looks like an eyeshadow applicator. I haven't used it in a while. Wonder if it works. I'm a little bit better at working with the distressed ink, so maybe this is easier to use now. It's not too bad, but some of the paper, something's coming off of that area. So I'm not gonna try and mess with that too much. But I'm just trying to do the best I can. I'm going to go in with prized ribbon and just kind of try and feather out that edge so it's not so harsh. But the paper is doing something weird. Piling like up. I might have to go in later and kind of touch that up. I don't know, because struggling more with the lighter color than I did the darker colors. I think I'm gonna call that good for using the tumble glass. I might try to do like a little bit more blending. Probably should have stopped while I was ahead. Going in with the prized ribbon again. Just kind of touching up. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do besides minor touching up with the background. And then let's see about pulling the tape off. I'm thinking about took off a big, I even like stuck it down to kind of get it less sticky, and it still ripped up a good amount of paper. Anyway, I was thinking about cutting off the sides and making it you know, not have any paper showing, just like cutting off that paper with my paper trimmer. But that one did good. We'll see. I don't know. It depends on what I think when I'm done. Maybe I was going too fast a minute ago. Yeah, I might have to do a little bit of touching up because the paper kind of was being weird there. But I think I'll be able to figure it out. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm excited to keep going on this one, and hopefully I'll have it finished by the end of the month to share with y'all what it looks like completely finished. But yeah, I'm excited about this page. I think it's super adorable, and I'm having a lot of fun coloring it. I always really do enjoy using different mediums. I just sometimes I'm a little too lazy to get them all out because it does take a lot of little extra steps, not just grabbing the pencils and going. But I do enjoy the effect you get when you use different things other than just the pencils. So yeah, but this is all I'm gonna do for this video. I know it's a long one, but it was just me working on my PDF I wanted to work on for this week. I'm trying to do a PDF a week. I don't know, I took a really long break with coloring, and so now I kind of am setting myself some goals just to kind of keep me going, and kind of feeling inspired with trying out different things. And so far it's been working, but I just started, so hopefully I can be consistent and get some videos out for y'all. But I really love this, and I really appreciate it if you watched, and thank you so much, and until the next video, bye y'all.